Hey guys, Ramsey here. Wanted to give you a should you read on a wonderful kids book that I listened to with my kids and I read it on my own. Kind of wanted to get to it. I feel like it's a classic. Maybe it's just older than me. It's not quite a classic yet, but it's a bit older. It's The Tale of Despereaux by Kate DiCamillo. And I really found myself enjoying this one. It was a story about a little mouse who falls in love with a princess, and because of his love of the princess, he gets banished. The story really runs the gambit of, you know, oh, I'm scared and I have to do the thing that I need to do to save the person that I care the most about. And really interesting the way that they presented it. The narrator kind of brought you into the story, like telling you this story. My favorite character was Gregory, the dungeon keeper, and really liked Gregory. Listened to the audiobook and read the book, so it was a bit of a the narrator says, "Dear listener," and then, the narrator says, "Dear reader." But it was really, really good. I find myself wanting to recommend this book to people. That's why I'm making this video. I thought about not making the video, and then I sat my wife down. I was like, "Hey, you should try this." My 9-year-old, I was like, "Hey, I think you should try this," and he really ended up enjoying it. My wife thought, the way that they were treating Despereaux was just not cool, and she didn't like the book because of it. But it really served. They were just mean to him and didn't treat him well, and it really served as a way to kind of get you into the story and show you how Despereaux was being treated. And when you think about it that way, you go, oh, okay, he needed to be the exile to be different. And because he was different, he met Princess P and fell in love with her. I actually talked about that in one of my other videos. I'll link it up above, where I need to finish this book. I think B Movie was a kind of retelling of the Tale of Despereaux. Out of character, different type of creature falls in love with a human woman, and the whole story ensues from that point. And it's really neat because you had kind of sort of three main characters. You had Despereaux, you had Roscuro, I'm probably not saying it right, and Miguel. And so the three different characters have their own little parts of the book, and they all come together and, kind of come to that climax where they all meet up. And the book's split up into little books, so say book the first, things like that. And you'll have, I think there's 5 different books in the one little book, but it's really one story, and it's a really good story. I think it's a story that teaches about courage. It teaches about being brave in the face of danger. Teaches about hope and desperation. Teaches about dealing with loss. Almost everybody in the book dealt with the loss of someone. Miguel, the Princess P. Despereaux lost his whole family. Roscuro loved the light and lost the light. So it was really, really interesting, really exciting. I hope that you guys get an opportunity to read this. If you have read it, please let me know in the comments below what you thought of the book. I read this as an adult. My kids, they're reading it as kids. And so I'm really excited to see the other stories. I've heard of The Tale of Winn-Dixie about the dog. And so there's a couple other ones that Kate DiCamillo wrote, and I'd love to dive into her work a little bit more, maybe read them with my kids. We're doing The Wizard of Oz together right now, and that's really cool that, we're all enjoying reading. It's fun to do the voices. And that's one thing I was able to do with The Tale of Despereaux. When reading it, I could make the different voices. I could be Gregory, I could be Miguel, I could be Roscuro. I'm assuming he's Italian. I read him as Italian. But I really want you guys to check out this book if you get an opportunity. Most libraries have it. Mine did. Mine actually had it in audiobook and in physical book, so you can listen to both. The audiobook is done very well by a British guy. I don't remember his name. And then the story, it's not a very long read, and it's a wonderful book to read to your kids. So if you get a chance to read it, let me know. I'd love to hear about it in the comments, like I said earlier. Follow me on Twitter, Discord, Goodreads. I'm on all those platforms, and if you can and you want to join it, Bookie Club is down in the description as well. I love you guys. Talk to you next time. Bye.